to the sound to silence the cars. We're cutting like knives in a fist fight. And I found you with a bottle of wine, your head in the curtains and heart like the 4th of July. You swore and said we are not shining stars. This I know, I never said we are. Though I've never been through hell like that, I've closed enough windows to know you can never look back.
Well, about a year ago this month actually, I was living at the Salvation Army, and I was unable to stay with my folks anymore because I'd been off my medication, and I'd been smoking marijuana almost every day for about 6 months, and I went off my pills and had a manic period, and kind of destroyed everything, I'd say, or kind of made everything really difficult in life. And then the doctor, Dr. Kumar, who's my doctor, he put me into the hospital to put me back on meds. So I was in there under my own volition and just for going back on my medication and stuff like that. So it was a better experience than being forced to be in there. Or, I mean, I don't want to say forced, but I want to say that where you're kind of pushed to be in there.
Right.
And I was staying in there a week and a half, and then I did the outpatient program at General Hospital for the third time, and then I ended up moving into Phoenix about 2 months after living in the Salvation Army for 2 months, and that's how it all started to come together and get back on some sort of a life, which I never really had a life that I'd wanted before that. So. It's 1 year later, and I'm teaching a stand-up comedy class, which is what I want to do. I want to do stand-up, and that's the thing that I love, and I get to do that, and I don't have to go to a job a traditional job every day that makes me feel like I'm trapped,
Right.
or makes me feel like I'm on a death sentence in a way, which is why I started smoking weed in the first place. It wasn't as much a recreational thing as it was a coping mechanism, which is not a good coping mechanism,
Right.
but it was one nonetheless. And a lot of people, the great thing about living in Phoenix is everybody's had similar troubles,
Right.
and similar issues with narcotics or alcohol or stuff like that, and we're all staying clean together. I'd say having people encouraging me to do what I want to do with my life and not what I felt I had to do with my life. I find that with a lot of people that I've met through Phoenix and stuff, is that we got to do what we want to do. We don't have, put it in a good way, we don't have a lot of the things in life that other people kind of take for granted. A lot of us we don't have a lot of friends. We don't have a lot of, there's not a lot of people who are dating and stuff like that. And I figure if you should be able to have one thing in life if you don't have the other. Like most people have, if they have a job that they don't like, that they got a wife and kids or whatever to go home to, and it kind of balances out so that it doesn't make them feel as trapped in that job. But if all you have is that job and you don't have a lot of friends or a girlfriend or boyfriend, I think you should be able to have the one thing that you care about. I mean, it's only fair to me, and unfortunately, because of the stigma mentally, a lot of people are lonely, and that I think that you kind of have to have one or the other kind of thing. Knowing that there's things out there other than my immediate family that are there to help me.
Right.
I had this view before I came into Phoenix. I had certain counselors tell me I wouldn't get in because I lived on my own, but they don't know how I lived. And I think that what gives me hope is that I'm never completely alone. There's always some service where I'm not going to be, it's not going to kill me. Like I'm not going to, if my parents are gone and I don't got anybody, there's places like Phoenix, or there's places like the Salvation Army where it's like if you're backed up against the wall, someone's there who's going to help you. They're not going to let you die. And I know that sounds a little bit cryptic or depressing, but I just mean that I had that fear that if I lose this job and I can't hold on to this normal job and I don't have money for an apartment, that means I'm going to be on the street and I'm going to be whatever's going to happen to me. And I had that fear, and Phoenix took away that fear, and to know that there's programs out there that can help you as long as you're willing to stay clean and try to lead a healthy lifestyle. Right. That there's people out there who are going to help you. Doing stand-up, the comedy, that it's always helped me live. It's helped me heal. It's the reason it's my reason for living. A lot of it is due to the love of making people laugh, and the fact that having that feeling and being able to do that on a regular basis. Like I would love for it to take up even more of my time in this group, or do more shows or anything like that, because I wanna work and make my contribution, but I want to do it in a way that I know how. Right. And I think that what gives me hope and stuff is that I get to keep doing this until I'm not here anymore, and hopefully a long time from now. But what else do you feel connected to it? Yeah. I think living in Phoenix is a good connection tool, because no one judges you here. Right. People who live here or the people who work here, they don't judge you because a lot of them are in the same boat. Mm-hmm. We're in the same. We may have different illnesses, but we're still in the same struggle of recovery, and we all go through similar problems and similar situations, and a lot of the stuff. It's easier people to relate to, and you don't have to have that fear of, well, they're going to judge me because I have a mental illness, or they're going to think I'm weird because I do this thing or do that thing, or I won't, all the traits that go on with all different kinds of illnesses. And I think that what makes you feel connected to that is people who relate. They're not going to judge you for what you do, what you say. You may have peculiar habits or whatever, and they're not going to go, hey, why are you doing that, man? What's up with that? They'll go, oh, okay, that's something that is you're here with me. I have obsessive compulsive disorder, and certain foods I just can't bring myself to eat. So I would always explain to each person who's cooking that it's nothing personal against you. Right. It's just my kind of little quirk, and they're very accepting of that. It's, oh, okay, you can have a sandwich. Right. And a lot of people wouldn't be that way if they didn't have mental illness, or at least be exposed to it to where they kind of understand it. I guess just doing what I want to do. I mean, that's been a big thing for me since I left college, is that I want to do something that I care about, and something that means something to me, not being in a warehouse and loading boxes on shelves. I mean, don't get me wrong, that may be great for some people and great for you, but for me it's just not something that I feel I'm making a good contribution to. I think I'm just killing time, really, in life, and I want to do something in my life that means something and that holds happiness. Or it's like comedy is helping people. Yep. In my eyes. It's the same difference as being a policeman like my father was. It's that you're making people happy for the 30 seconds or 2 minutes that they're laughing at what you're saying. That's 30 seconds or 2 minutes. They're not thinking about something horrible that may have happened in their lives, like their wife just left them, or their kids messing up, or whatever the reason may be. That's a break that they get from something that you did, and I feel that's helping someone feel less stressed. Just keep going. Put your head down and just keep running. It's kind of the way I look at it. It's like, it's not going to be easy. I'm not gonna lie to people. It's very, very hard, and it's not something that's going to be instantaneous. I spent months and months waiting for certain things to come about, because organizing things takes time. Whether it's getting a job at 7-Eleven or whether it's forming a comedy group, things take time, and don't get too overwhelmed by the fact that it's going to take some time. That doesn't mean that's not going to happen. It just means it's not going to happen right now. Right. And that is something you kind of try not to let yourself get too down on. I mean, I've had moments in my recovery where I felt like I was going to slip back into the bad habits and or become so depressed and everything like that. But you got to just hold on for the things that are gonna come,
Right.
and concentrate on that, and that'll get you. And once it happens, it makes it all the more glorious, all the more self-affirming, because it happened finally, and you're like, yes, it's gonna take time. Some people may have a recovery 2-3 years, and it may take them to recover. It's depending on the severity of your relapse. I mean, really, everybody's different. Some people they can be fine in 6 months, and other people could be fine in 3 years. And it's kind of, everybody's different, but everybody's the same in the way that it's all a struggle for us. It's all something that it's going to be difficult, but in the end, worth it.
Right.
Because the people are going to be encouraging you to have the life that you want and live a healthy life and teach you how to live a healthy life in a positive way.